congratulate our new GM on what an outstanding job he has done of cleaning this part of our business paper up. So thank you very much. It's been great. Okay, page 8.
All right. Where we're at with the...
What number are you on?
1.
Yep.
We'll start it off. Where we're at with the subdivision at the Homemaker Centre.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Councillor. Through you, Madam Mayor. The status is that it still hasn't been registered. We're working on that at the moment. The plans have been pre-sent to the land controls, and I'll take that on notice and provide an update for councillors if that's appropriate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Page 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
I'm sorry, Madam
17.
Mayor. 23, have we got nominations in for the Heritage and
So
Tree
we're back
Committee?
to 23. Hang on, I'll just get back.
I went a little bit quick.
Page 13.
Page 13,
Yeah.
23, the
Yeah.
Tree Committee and Advisory, Heritage Advisory, we've got people nominated for those positions.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we received one nomination. I think it was for the Tree Committee, I believe. There's a paper in this particular business paper that discusses what's happening in the nomination space. We will continue to advertise it for the positions that we could not fill, and there were quite a few we couldn't.
Okay,
Thank you, sorry about that.
that's fine. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Councillor Royland.
Oh, sorry, I've gone to sleep.
Page 21, Mayor's report.
Well, yeah, thank you, Lady Mayor. Can I just move the recommendation that's there?
It's been moved by Councillor Royland. Is there a seconder?
Seconder.
Councillor Webb. Been seconded by Councillor Webb? Yes.
Can I just say that I did read that report, and I'm a bit concerned about other councils, not ours, that they've got a problem with their financial side of things. It's pretty scary, to be honest, and to get to the point where we need to really threaten them with this 1%, because people are going into, they're not into voluntary administration, but it looks like there's quite a few councils that are struggling actually. So it's a real big issue to me actually. Yeah. So anyway, does anybody want to say something about that?
Any further speakers? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Councillor Royland, page 56.
Yeah.
Oh, where? Well,
54.
54.
54, was it?
Yeah, Brian.
I'm sorry, I didn't have that
86,
marked out. I've got it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the money, or with the 26-27 financial year, it's probably a question to Stephen. All the figures that we have there, is that less sponsorship? Or we've got, say, the...
No, we're 18.6, aren't we?
It's about
No,
right.
I withdrew, sorry, 18.6 because it's going to be discussed in part 2. Sorry, 18.10.
So, I'm sorry, can you tell me what page you're on, please? Or
I'm
what
on
item?
18.7.
What
so,
item?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, so we go
Yeah.
up.
So 18.6 now?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You're on the community funding.
Page 54. We're a bill.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I think Councillor Matisky was referring to 18.6 in the context of what's going to be discussed in relation to Wirrabilla Homestead in part 2 of Council's meeting.
Yeah.
Not necessarily this open report which relates to the operational land classification,
Yeah.
but in part 2 more to the leasing of the property.
Okay. So you haven't withdrawn anything else other than that?
No, 18.10 will be the next one.
Okay, I'm going to go to you, Councillor Royland,
Thank you.
and you're 18.7.
7.
the community funding program.
Can I just, can
You
I
want
move,
open?
can I move the recommendation on there?
I'll second that.
Right. It's been moved and seconded.
And just for clarification, does that clean up last month's figures that we had through there? Is that all of them now?
Through you, Madam Mayor. Last month we decided on the community funding program. So there was quite a few applications where some of the acquittals weren't completed. So there's two types of applications we have in this business paper. There are 4 where council resolved last month that once the acquittal is received, we will pay these people the amount they've applied for. They have now been cleared up. If you go to the table on page 57, you'll see there are another 6 items in there where council is going to have to decide on whether they are willing to fund these items or not. There's only one item where the acquittal is still outstanding, and we're chasing them up and working with them to get that done, which is the Forbes Rodeo. We have a total of $29,000 of applications, and there's $25,000 left in the budget. So you've got 2 options. You can apply. You can basically grant the funding to all the people who have applied here, and wait for Forbes Rodeo next month. There is enough budget for that. But if you were to grant the money to all the applicants, including Forbes Rodeo, you'd have to increase the budget by $5,000. The current budget's $150,000 for donations. So what that will mean, if you grant it to everybody, you have $155,000 spent for this financial year. Having said that, for next financial year, we are proposing a $175,000 budget. So you can approve everything bar Forbes Rodeo, or you could even approve Forbes Rodeo as well, contingent on that application, that acquittal coming
That
through.
was sort of my question actually, because it shows that in the red, the Forbes Rodeo, but it shows that we're including it in the whole figure there. Is that right?
Through Madam Mayor, what we're saying is...
We're actually okaying it.
You
Well, I
can,
think
you
we
can
won't be
okay it
included.
if you want. We're in your hands on this. You can okay it if you want, subject to the acquittal being received by council, and we'll just go into continue our discussions with them to get that acquittal.
Well, I think we should pull it out because of the acquittal.
We need
Right,
the acquittal.
that's up to you.
so it has
Yeah,
to
so,
come
so it has to
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the clarification
Yeah.
I needed, because it shows up there that it's included. So,
So,
Yeah.
prove it's in black.
wait for the acquittal for that, for
Yeah.
the Forbes Rodeo.
And we can do that in the recommendation if you
Can we change that in the recommendation?
Yes.
Is that possible?
acquittal from receive report back. Yes. So that's
in there, I've given out 24 miles.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
right.
So that's the recommendation as it stands. If you're happy with that, what will happen is, what will happen is when we receive the acquittal, we'll bring that back.
Okay, all good. That's mistakes in item 2 then. Okay. Second is happy with all that, so. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we put that in to see council and the acquittal. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. I'm going to put that. All those in favour. Oh no, moved by Councillor Roylance, seconded by Councillor Clark. Yep, I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Okay, Councillor Roylance, you have the floor again.
Move that recommendation.
It's been moved by Councillor Roylance
Second that.
and seconded by Councillor Clark.
And for my clarification, I'm sure everybody else wants to check, the tier 3 means what? Is that for 3 events or?
No.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we have
It's $250 as against 500.
We have 3 different tiers of pricing for events. So tier 1 is for the larger events, over 300 participants. Tier 2 is the medium events, under the 300 participants. And then we have a tier 3, which is for community events at $250 a day. What this report is saying is that it's quite difficult for us to define what is a community event. We had a look at this particular application and asked a lot of questions. Is a community event an event by a community group based in Forbes? Is it something that serves a community? Do commercial events count as community events? What we're
That's
suggesting,
commercial, isn't it? That's commercial.
this one is commercial, yes. What we're suggesting is that as part of the budget process, we review the tier 3 rating to basically provide a bit more information as to what kind of event would be deemed tier 3, and then we can come back to council and say this is our new definition of tier 3, and then we could potentially suggest that certain events don't need to come to council for approval, or do all events come to council for approval to get tier 3 status. So there's just a bit more work that needs to be done on the definition of tier 3, and we'd like to do that in conjunction with the Met Committee.
And just for another bit of clarification, the event organiser, whose name is down here,
Yes.
is $500 per day. He or they pay for that.
Yes, that's
and they've
correct.
got to raise the funds from everyone
And
else.
then they will raise the funds from the people who are doing the
Yeah,
workshop
okay.
with them.
That's
Yes,
right.
that's correct.
And we're going to review that with
Yes.
the Met Committee. Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Councillor Roylance?
Is that for 1810?
1810.
No, I withdrew that.
Did, can
Oh,
I just go to open council on this?
I've got it as Councillor Roylance.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Oh, you can do it if you like.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
happy.
it's withdrawn.
No, go on. You're,
Okay. Don't worry.
That's all right. I just moved to open council on that.
Well, Janelle put down as Councillor Roylance.
That's okay,
no,
that's
it's
all right.
Been moved by Councillor Roylance to go into open council, seconded by Councillor Matisky. I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. The floor is yours, Councillor Roylance.
Thank you, Lady Mayor. Just going through that total figure there, it's $618,000, and we did ask a question earlier on, and maybe it should come with this report so that we understand what our income that comes in for that, because you get a shock when you see the total figure,
Yeah.
and you just need to know what comes in behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through you, Madam Mayor, that's actually a very great comment, Councillor Roylance. So for Frost and Fire, we get up to $40,000 of income plus whatever sponsorship. We will take that on note, and next year when we do this report, we can present you with a list of funding sources as well. Because yeah, here we're just approving the events and their proposed expenditure budget, but it should be offset by revenue. 100%.
So the proposed budget does not include sponsorship.
No, so what you see there, for example, Frost and Fire, $200,000, we'll get about $40,000 of revenue, and we'll probably have 20, 30, 40, who knows how much, $1,000 of sponsorship as well. So yes.
yeah, that was my question. That's less sponsorships to come off. That's the total figure.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Councillor Roylance has got the floor.
So
So we might just really stick right. Have you finished?
Yes, I have actually.
You can have the floor. Councillor Webb has already
Oh,
had it.
yes.
So you can have it now.
Oh, thank you.
And we might just go in order. I think I'm pretty soft on you all. Go on.
Oh, we need to be taken softly.
Oh, here we go.
That's the full cost of the event, and sponsorship's got to be taken off that.
Through you, Madam Mayor, yes, that's 100% correct, Councillor Matisky.
Thank you.
I move we move back into council.
We're moving back into council by Councillor Herbert, seconded by Councillor Matisky. I'll put it. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. I think with this report, if I can just make comment on this, I don't think we wait until next year to get another report. I think what we should be doing is having a report. Some of these events that we're having, we know what kind of sponsorship we're going to get. We should have some guesstimation of that,
Yep.
so we can see just what it really is costing us in our budget. So can we just have a better look at this? I think we can do this better.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Through you, Madam Mayor, if you want, we could present something to the next council meeting. It's not
Yeah.
a hard job for us.
And I think we'll do that.
Yeah.
Because people see this and think, God, they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the bit we're trying to work out. There's money that comes in behind this, so it's not that total amount of money. But we might do to fine tune a couple of those things. So I think we should have a report come through very soon on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Through
we
you,
know-
Madam Mayor, May council meeting.
I'm not Madam Mayor. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, through you, Madam Mayor, May council meeting. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay, thank you. Move the recommendations.
Yes. We've already approved these. So this is about finding out the finances behind it. Okay? So I'm going to put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried.
Do you want me to
And
say
it was moved by Councillor Roylance and seconded by Councillor Matisky. Okay. Moving on. Now I'll see if I get the next one right. Councillor Matisky. It's you.
I'll move the recommendation.
Righto. It's been moved by councillor Matusky. Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Seconded by councillor Roylance.
And my question would be to Director of Projects, what's semi-permanent sewage system?
It's not permanent.
Yeah, through you, Madam Mayor. That is because the toilets that have been installed there are not part of a temporary solution until we get funding to complete the other stages of the meet, being the canteen, the toilet block, the laundry facilities, that sort of thing. To get away from the portable toilets that were being used out there, it was quite costly. Engineering presentation have installed these toilets until we get that full funding, and we can install the toilet blocks and also install sewer pump station to be able to get all those systems, all those buildings onto the.
Through you, Madam Mayor. Just to follow on from that, the tank that's there is still requires to be pumped out, but a lot less frequently.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a septic tank.
So
It's
regarding
like a
the-
septic. So it has a lot more capacity and leaves a lot less empty.
Okay.
And when we get the permanent buildings in, the idea would be go to an aerated system to start with. And then they can be reused for that system.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's pretty smart, I reckon.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, I declare
Aye.
it carried. Councillor Matusky, you've got the floor again. 19.4.
I'll move the recommendation
It's been
again.
moved by councillor Matusky, seconded by councillor Clark.
And a question to the Director of Infrastructure and Development or Works. Would it be worthwhile buying pipe now before cost of pipes go through the roof?
Thank you. Good question through you, Madam Mayor. Yes, we have purchased a lot of advanced pipe for the current duplication project. Because you're right, the price is going through the roof. We would like to buy the pipe work for the pipeline from Arabilla, but the variation has not been officially approved, so we will be foolish to commit significant funds without that approval. But that is imminent. We've been told that that's looking very favourable and we should get some paper back very soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very good.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, I declare it carried. Councillor Roylance.
Thank you, Lady Mayor. Can I just move the recommendation?
It's been moved by councillor Roylance. Is there a seconder?
Move that.
Seconded by councillor Herbert.
Just a big thank you to our Director of, I keep saying engineering, but anyway, Director of Engineering. Thank you for that submission. That's perfect the way it's, he's the author of that. I'm sure we'll all okay it. This is a once in a lifetime, not once in a lifetime, this is the second time this has happened in our lifetime, for the plan for the Murray-Darling Basin. And everybody should be involved in this. The big push over the next 3 or 5, probably 6 years, will be to get rid of the carp out of the river system. And that's been going for 50 years. So let's just see what happens over the next 5. We've got the okay to put the virus in the rivers, in the system, in 2028, and I reckon that'll go to 2030 or 32. There won't be an appetite to do that. So there'll be a lot of things we need to put in place, especially in the Forbes area. And topsoil, there'll be a big part of that if we can get something done with that over the next 4 or 5 years. So thank you, that's all I've got to say on that one.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to put that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, I declare it carried. Just one thing that you all need to know. There's 2 areas in the Murray-Darling Basin that there will be no further water taken out of those areas, and we are one of them. And the Macquarie. So the Lachlan and the Macquarie will not be having any more water taken back into the system. Yeah, no more environmental water taken back into the system. So what we've got, we're going to maintain, because we were the guinea pigs in the first place. So that's a real plus. Councillor Roylance, you've got the floor again.
Thank you. Move the recommendation.
It's been moved by Councillor Roylance. Is there a seconder? Yes. Seconded by Councillor Herbert.
Sorry, and we just had a bit of a discussion on this the last few weeks, last few months. The e-scooters and the e-bike situation is sort of, it's everywhere. I don't know how anyone can control this current situation. These kids have their e-bikes, e-scooters run around everywhere on the roads, on the footpaths, and someone's going to have to help me here with how they're going to police that situation. And ever since I was a kid, we've always been on our scooters and bikes running around the footpaths on the roads, so I don't know how legislation is going to be put in place for this. This is very... And I spoke to the Department of Transport yesterday, actually. They're planning to do a training school for kids on e-scooters and e-bikes. So that might be an answer to it, I don't know. That'll be via schools, by the way.
There will be a briefing, and that was with Country Mayors, I think, isn't it? We're having a briefing.
I'm not sure when.
John. Yeah, it's very soon, so I'll let you all know. The Minister, Minister John Graham, what the main thing about this legislation and these changes, which they were doing when I was President last year, is about those bikes that have come into the country that are illegal. And they're going 50 kilometres an hour and all of that. So a lot of this first part of the legislation will address those illegal bikes and scooters. And then, of course, it's about trying to get road rules. What's happened, these scooters and bikes have become the last kilometre of public transport travel. People, that is their last mile, you know, we would have called it the last mile, but it's the last kilometre. So they're very important in the transport system, but it's about getting it right and getting the rules right. And anyone under 16, there's going to be some really tough rules there, and I'm not totally over them yet, but there will be a briefing. I'll have a look at that and we'll get that out to the councillors. Yeah.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. If I could just also add, we have an meeting upcoming for the regional safety meeting with the police. We could take this report to that meeting and seek any feedback from the police in relation to your question, Councillor Roylance, about how it would be policed into the future.
Yeah, okay.
And Madam Mayor, can I point out that in our business papers, people can have their say with Transport New South Wales.
Yes.
So I think it's important that everybody who's concerned gets on there on haveyoursay.nsw.gov.au/e-micromobility and have their say, and it needs to be done by the 20th of April, so that's very time sensitive.
Could we, I've just asked Kath, can we plug that and make sure that we get that out there?
Madam Mayor, I've got an electric bike, but if I stop pedalling, it's probably 20k or 25k maximum. If you stop pedalling on it, if you've got the power on, it'll stop working. So you've got to go back to pedalling. These electric bikes you see around town now, there's no pedalling whatsoever. It's basically an electric motorbike.
Yes.
And there's a distinction between the old electric bike, or the one that does under the 20k, to the new ones that do 50 plus.
And just for the record, I was backing in down, reversing in down at the bowling club, and there were kids on scooters. They had great delight in flicking past me as I'm trying to back and getting out of the way in time, with me not running over them. It was so scary. So there's all that silly behaviour, and I think the Minister is onto it, and I think we'll see some pretty good changes. But those illegal bikes and scooters that have come into the country, they look like they'll be getting squashed, which will be a really good thing. Okay. No further discussion. I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Oh, Councillor Roylance. One today.
Thank you, Lady Mayor. Just item 20.4, the draft Forbes employment zone strategy, and I thank Brendan for our discussion the other day on that. I will move the recommendation. Just get that
It's been moved by Councillor Roylance. Is there a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Matisky.
And just to continue on with my blurb there earlier, that we probably need to do something about attracting industry to our area to complement all this here. I went through that. I didn't go 100% into it because it was a big document. So, is there a plan for attracting industry for the area, whether it be agriculture or manufacturing?
Thanks for the question, Councillor. Through you, Madam Mayor. It aligns really well with our economic development strategy, which will align. If we've got something that's zoned and in the appropriate place for appropriate expansion, then our economic development then can run on the back of it. If we haven't got anything to show people, to say this is where you've got to go, it's a bit of a loss. So this is our first one, but the strategy, excuse me, economic development strategy will align with this.
Okay. Of what I could see, it was very well done, by the way. You need a pat on the back for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's really good. Thank you. That's really good.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. No further discussion? I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. I wonder who this is.
Okay.
Oh,
If it wasn't for me,
Councillor
we'd be
Webb.
brought home already.
I'd like to move the recommendation.
Oh, good.
Yes.
it's been moved by Councillor Webb. Is there a seconder? Councillor Herbert.
And a question to the Director of Projects. Update on Spooner Oval, but particularly we've got extra costings involved, so if you can let us know what needs to be done. Are there any more plans to be done on Spooner Oval, and where the money you're hoping to come from?
Through you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Webb. Yes, there has been some minor cost overruns there. There is a full detailed report to come in the next meeting. We are not planning any additional works outside of finishing the car park and finishing the building. That's it. That's our budget going at the moment. But to complete those works, we are looking for a little bit of extra funding to complete it. Part of that, like for example, is the fuel. There's $30,000 cost increase there for the emulsion to seal that car park. That's one of the bigger ticket items. But there, I've asked for a more detailed report from the project manager to get all the information to you.
Another question in relation to Spooner's Oval. You know the money that was the club got to build their storage?
Yes.
How is that going? Is that being built as we speak?
That is, we've got the plans. We only just signed the deed last week. So
So they're going to do a lot of that work themselves?
The discussion is we'll be buying a shed, and then we're talking to the club about the construction of the shed. That side of things, yes. To try and keep the costs down and get the most of the money out of that grant. Those
And I want to
conversations are
remind
definitely
you about
ongoing.
some of the extra work that they're thinking of maybe doing upstairs in that kitchen area.
Yes, there is the kitchenette, there is that little bit of a gap there. We've got the
Yes,
service in the wall.
yeah, and they're prepared to get in and help us and do some work to fill that
That
gap.
would be very much appreciated.
Yeah, so just remember to keep that in your discussions.
No, we're very close conversations going on with it.
Good, fantastic, thanks Paul.
Mayor, could I ask a couple of questions? The defects in the building, are they major or? And the other question is on the canteen at the netball, the roller shutter's been removed to put glass windows in there. Is that a?
So through you, just one step. So about the roller shutters,
Yeah.
no, we've put glass windows in there,
Yeah.
and then we've installed roller shutters to protect them.
Yeah, okay.
So those works are being completed.
Yeah.
The works that are going to kick off in August is going to be the stripping of the site and putting down the concrete courts and everything associated with that. That's going to kick off in August.
The defects?
Defects of Spooner's Oval, there are still a couple of outstanding items that we've been assured will be complete, so we'll be ready for the first game in the beginning of the May. We'll get OC. We're talking to the project manager, the contracts manager, and we've got assurances from the builder that it will be complete. We have been liaising closely with the certifier, it's independent certified. They think we've got all our ducks in a row and it won't be an issue. But there are just a couple of minor items that are holding up OC.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments before? If not, I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Councillor Webb.
Move the recommendation.
It's been moved by Councillor Webb. Is there a seconder? Yes, Councillor Clark.
A question once again. And basically I'm going to go back to my last question on Spooner Oval and the grants report here. So we've got on page 154, available grants pending, and you've got community participation. You're thinking of the MEG or Grinstead lighting. But we have to put up 20%, so we need to find out whether we really want to go down that path. However, if we've got projects to finish, things like Spooner Oval, we need other things, should that be considered first unfinished projects that are on the go than looking at different projects?
For you, Madam Mayor, it's a question of what you would see as finished, I suppose. The facility that's been over will be complete. Outstanding items would be external fencing. It could be, the master plan on it, how far across you are on the master plan, but there's also a new playground in there in the current master plan. There is the upstairs bar facility that we could look at. We're focusing on the MEC for one reason was just to build the capacity of that facility quite easily with a few small wins to align with the master plan. That grant application is also very heavily focused on getting more people involved in the community, providing a few more options. So we haven't finally decided, so we are in discussion. That's what's listed here. We're building a few things in parallel, and to get the 20% funding, we'll need to come back to you on a final decision. So unfortunately, it's a very quick grant. We haven't got anything that's really 100% shovel ready, so we're just picking at a few little things and then seeing where to go.
So on our, I was going to bring it up, but I didn't, on our wish list,
Yes.
we have priorities of what we'd like to see
Yes.
in regards to our community participation funding. I'm sure when it comes to Spooners Oval and all those places. So where did the MEC sit on that wish list?
The MEC is not on the wish list. Needs to be revamped. It's on our list. We're currently revisiting it now. The MEC is not on it, but the wish list was the stages 2 and 3 are priority number 1, as is the lighting for Grinstead Oval. Spooners Oval is not any additional works there aren't on the wish list.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why those two are there. We are trying to stick with that, but I am very aware that we need to get back to you with that wish list with an update on what has been completed, what hasn't.
And applying for the funding and us coming up with the 20% as
Yes.
well, which we have to have somewhere in the kitty.
Exactly. So we still, as I say, none of them are shovel ready, and none of them really have no. We need to finalise the budgets to finalise what that 20% looks like.
Thank
And then we need to come back to you.
I suppose with some of this, if we're applying for grants, we need to know what our co-contribution is as a council, as to whether we're sitting okay with that. I just want to say this, not in your time, but in our time, we have had people go for grants, and we've had to have a contribution, and we haven't known anything about it, and then we've had to find a contribution in our budgets. So I know some of this is time sensitive. So if it is time sensitive, could we have flying minutes if there is any financial implication when you're putting in for grants that have a co-contribution? We need to go yay or nay.
So yes, I think with the van sitting behind you, they'll not happen any other way.
Good. Thank you. Yes.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we can certainly do that, and there's a recent example of us putting a report to council in relation to the Arts Centre, where we sought your in-principle support to lodge that application. So we can broaden that, and the Mayor is correct in that there are time constraints with this, and if the meeting cycle doesn't facilitate us or enable us to put a report to a council meeting, we can certainly do that by flying.
1 minute, yeah, and I think we'll all feel comfortable because
That's fine.
we did have a spot of bother.
I think that's my
Yeah, I know what you're worried.
It's in May. If it's 20%, that's 200,000 that we have to contribute, and it's like,
Where do we find it?
where do we find it?
Yes, and that's
When we can,
with the other grant that's sit there. We won't be looking at 200,000. I don't think that might be up to $1 million that particular grant, but. That's going to be a discussion. These are a few of the options that we've got for you, going from the 100,000 down to 10 or 20.
Okay. Any further discussion on the grants report? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, I declare it carried. Councillor Roland.
Thank you, Lady Mayor. The recommendation, I'd endorse that. Leave it that way.
Yeah, seconded by Councillor Clark.
I would have thought we'd already okayed all that, to be honest. I just don't know why it's coming.
We haven't.
We haven't done that, right?
It's just coming out of our
Okay.
section
712.
1-2 plans, yeah, and we've got to do the
Yeah.
section 12 plan.
Okay, that's all good. So we've got a second, yes. Question, I've been asked quite a few times. The flood water goes right over the top of that shed. So is everything there flood-proof, including the electrical? So once it's sort of the flood goes away, is that able to be reused, or we've got to rebuild it all again?
Through you, Madam Mayor, Councillor Royal, that's the cap funding that we're doing. A lot of that is on the basis that we're improving and making more flood-proof. That's why we're looking at, that's all the concreting of the asphalt, that's all improving the drainage, that is the soft fall around the playgrounds to get away from the wood chip that washes away. That is the whole intention. Definitely this new structure here, as you can see, will definitely be much more flood-proof than the current structure. And all the electrical items are as high as we can, so we're centralising the electrics, and that will be in the new toilet block there as well.
Well, high as you can, that's probably going to be that high. The flood water goes over the top of the roof.
There's only so much we can do.
I know. It's going to be drenched.
There is, yeah.
So yeah, that's the community's concern anyway. So
yes,
anyway.
But some electrical works that get turned off and then goes and inspected and turned back on.
Okay.
That's
We'll get fire and rescue down there, Brendan, and they will just hose it out, and Bob's your own,
Yes.
and we'll be back in.
pulling barbecues out and all that sort of
So
thing.
1 or 2 barbecues?
It's 3.
It was, they're gone now, no?
No, that's.
It
I was
doesn't
going to
look-
say why we need 3.
I think
We're going to whinge about 2 or 3
That's
barbecues.
fine.
Are we seriously?
but-
Is there?
We can remove a barbecue.
Seriously,
No.
council?
No. Well, I suppose I look and think we're only 50 metres away. We've got 4 barbecues elsewhere. Yes, and also what here is cost shifting. Like, are we doing our own cement? Are we doing
Yes.
our own structure? So
Yes.
basically,
The structure will probably be subcontracted. We'll get a builder to do that. They'll be faster than our guys. The smaller structures that you see around the park, we do ourselves.
yeah.
But definitely that size, it'll be a bit faster to get subcontracted
So
out.
some of it is our own work, which we're just paying ourselves to do.
We'll use our internal concreters, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And we'll use casual plant hire, and we'll have our site supervision do it, but apart from that, it's going to be subcontracted.
Thank you.
So we're right with the 3 barbecues? It's a very popular park, that one. So that's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, I'm going to put it. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Oh, Councillor Roylegs.
Thank you, Bear. So, just on the signage, the electronic signage we started talking about some years ago, we're looking at those figures we've got there are just astronomical. They're at a level I just do not understand.
What's that?
Yeah, for the signage.
I know.
Yeah, so when you see it, you'll go, oh my God, they're not doing that. And that's right, we're not going to do it. So just get rid of that recommendation, I believe. So let's bring that back again. I contacted the guys at Bernardi's, and I don't think I should say it publicly, but the price was quarter that. So anyway, for the TV they've got down there, so I think we should have a talk a bit later on about this. This is yeah. Let's just wipe this recommendation and come back to it again.
Well, the recommendation is not to do anything anyway.
Yeah. Well, we don't do. Let's not do anything. Let's reinvestigate
So just
what we're doing.
explain it, because I'm not with you. If you could just bring me up,
Okay.
just
to
so
go
I
back
understand.
just to go back to,
Yeah.
there was 3 different types of options we had there. One was a banner, which we're going to put across the street.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Right,
with
now the
you.
banner only the particular item is just one thing that's going on, which we bring back every month. And we've got to replace that. So we all said the electronic way was the way to go, because we can have that updated as we go constantly. That's $42,000. Now we looked at that over the years in Lachlan Street, and the actual cost to set that up is horrendous actually. So we've always said we're going against that. Option 2, we're looking at the digital format, which was $62,000. And we're looking at, we've done some investigation, Councillor Matisky and myself, and we've looked at a few other options which we need to have a look at, but not past today. So there's a few things we've got to put in place with it. So can we come back and have a look at this later?
Can I just get this is your motion, so we might get it up. The council note the options presented in the report, full stop, finished, amen. Moved by you, Councillor Roylance. We're noting them, nothing else. And seconded by Councillor Matisky. Are you happy with that?
That'll do.
Do you want to add to that and say come back with a further report with other options?
I'm happy to do that. I'll look up here for now.
Receive a further report with other more affordable options, I think.
Affordable options is a good
Yeah.
word, thank you. Happy with that, thank you. Because one of them's 160,000, that's scary.
So that's moved and seconded.
So I request we just have some meeting time and we go around and workshop this. So
Okay.
Yeah, we
close
can
it out.
Happy with that.
open open discussion. If you'd like that, would someone like to move that?
Oh,
Open
yeah.
discussion.
We're going into open discussion, moved by Councillor Webb, seconded by Councillor Herbert. I'll put that, all those in favour say aye, against I declare it carried. So what do you want us to do? You lead what you want.
Well, if we've got some ideas, do you want to sit down, convene a little workshop? We can sit down and see what options you've come up, and I can show you, because it's show you what the basis of these costings. We could talk in detail. I know we've walked around, we've had a look at a few things. I think what we've tried to present there is reasonable. Costs do, as once you study at engineering, electrical, and all the bits and pieces, it does start to stack up. And I recognise that the Arnies are down there might have done it for a quarter of the cost, but they've also got the structure in place and the electrical and everything. So we're putting those out in parks and the laneways and things. We're starting to build up quite a lot. And then there's just a question about the whole budget expectation of how much you want to actually allocate for this as well. So if we can.
So where do you want them?
Well, we'd like
How many?
We'd like a bit of populated area, so we've sort of nominated that Temple Street area, right? So that's where people will get to see those things. We can't have them on the highway. RMS won't let us do that, or Transport for New South Wales. So we're saying that's a good place to have it. I don't think we need to go to these extravagant dollars. One's $160,000, so we're not going to even think about that. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not going to give you the figures of what an Arnie's cost, not over the screen, but it's a lot cheaper to do that, So I think that might be the way we should be looking at. But I don't want to move it just yet, so we can have a look at see what that situation is like. Just have a look at that system, so we understand how it works for council. So, we haven't allocated the budget at all.
So the other thing, Paul, would it be possible, and then we've done it with the business chamber when we've needed to use, I know Gabe used to use her electricity and get that type music out everywhere and do all that kind of thing. There's an opportunity, if whoever owns those buildings, to have some kind of lease on using that bit of their building to put something on, and also their electricity. And we could work out what those kind of costs might look like as well, which saves us having to put a structure up. And then it's about purchasing the actual sign and how it may work. Now there might be a couple of opportunities there. There's one with the Metro over there, which Don owns that. You might be able to.
I think one of the rules is you can't have it actually facing the traffic coming forward, because it's got to be on the side screen. Traffic can be flown that way.
That's what I'm saying. We've got the two sides.
Yeah, we've got a lot of options everywhere.
Yeah.
So okay.
We've got the old Otis building, and we've got the old Metro, and they've both got really good walls.
Yep.
But we're in a 40 speed limit area there too, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I think not just we need to look at what are we going to use it for, when are we going to use it. Like you could easily put a whole range of things on it.
Absolutely.
So I reckon, Paul, that we really do kind of think about all of the opportunities that could be, and I think that's the only place that we could put it in town. Really.
Yeah, I think it is too.
What's everyone else?
It's a common sense one.
It's the most populated.
Is there any funding available for something like
and
this?
And that's the other
that's
thing.
The real thing.
We have a look and see if there is.
That's the issue.
Can you also go in partnership with some businesses? Like we're promoting Forbes Shire Council, but there might be a business that might pay a little bit of money to get their
To have
word
that,
across
yeah,
as
we can
well.
have their
So
That's part of the
a
plan.
lot of places
We spoke about that,
they slide across. So you've got multiple things happening.
So when we're not using it for something that we're trying to put a message out, we could be doing all of these ads for our businesses.
Yeah.
And then we could make an income back from that, which might help pay for that.
That's the
leasing.
plan. That was the original plan.
You'd see Furniture One have a trailer down there at the old Royal Hotel.
Yeah.
You know, you'd get that advertising, you come up with a screen.
And the advertising is mentioned in the report. It's just a question of size and scale and some of the options that you put to us. Like when you get the big screens, they get quite hefty. You've got to find a place to put them. And that was one of the reasons why those smaller sort of bus stop ones I thought would fit in quite nicely in the street.
Okay. So we can.
But
So we need.
Do you want to have that workshop?
I think, I think you've got a bit of an idea what we're looking at. We need a business case about can we make income from it?
Yes, we can.
Can we get either of those owners of those buildings to agree to it being attached? Can we use their electricity so it saves us having to do anything electricity wise? And what it may cost us for what we want to use it for, but also what income we could possibly offset some of those.
We do not have to reinvent the wheel here because a lot of communities do this all over the world. So yeah, and it gives you times when churches are on, gives you times when their soccer teams are playing, gives you there. So we can do social stuff on there. We can do a lot of things. So it's plus Forbes Shire Council events. So and charge for supermarkets to put ads on there and for whatever else. Maybe tractor companies want to put things on there. I don't know.
Okay, so do we want a workshop or are you happy with a bit of it? We've given you a fair bit and then when you get something together, we'll workshop that. How about that? Is that a good idea?
Can you have a discussion with us too about where we're going?
well,
So
that's
we,
right.
I think we're all on the same page. It's just a matter of understanding where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Through you, Madam Mayor, could I just suggest an amendment to that, if somebody would like to move an amendment to that, so rather than receive a further report, that it's note this report and convene a workshop with councillors to consider more affordable options. That way it leaves a bit of
For a business case.
Yeah.
we need to do that.
Happy with that?
to consider other options and the business case. Comes to that effect. Yep.
Thank you.
Now, we're still in open council, so has everyone had their say? Everyone's good? Would someone like to move that we go back into council? Been moved by councillor Webb, seconded by councillor Purple. I'll put it, all those in favour say aye, against I declare it carried. Now, we had a motion there. Councillor Roy Lansing, councillor Matisky, you agreeing with that change to the recommendation?
Yep.
Moving and seconder.
In that workshop, can we actually formulate a budget for that? Which we'll do anyway, so don't worry.
Yeah, do that anyway.
Thank you.
Move and seconders happy?
Yes.
Any further discussion? Any speakers against? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye, against I declare it carried. Okay. Councillor Matisky,
Oh,
your turn.
thank you, Madam Mayor. Robert Willis by email to Jolene Jones. As you know well, it is much easier when you deal with one person only, especially when it's you. You filling in that Probus was much appreciated, even though I'm not a member. I got a draft of the newsletter today. Forbes Shire Council event officers are available and gave an overview of the upcoming events during New South Wales Seniors Festival, Live in Colour, commencing Saturday the 1st of March with a variety of concerts and continuing for almost 2 weeks. The booklet provided to members gave in detail a daily occurrence of activities. We're indebted to Jolene Jones for her youthful enthusiasm and nothing's a problem attitude is refreshing. Jeanette Callaghan, to Forbes Shire Council, whoever has taken this page over, don't stop because it's awesome. Just looking at the likes and people seeing what's going on around our beautiful town. Michelle McGlynn, on behalf of myself and my sister Kathleen and my brother Anthony and our families, I want to send a letter of thanks and recognition to the council. Gave to a recent meeting of the passing of our uncle Jim Jeffries. It was a kind and thoughtful gesture, and we're very grateful for the council members for remembering him this way. Jim and his parents and their grandparents, Esme and Lyle Jeffrey, were happy and active members of the Forbes community, and were many fond memories whilst growing up and coming to Forbes on holiday visits, Christmas and family celebrations. Forbes will always have a special place in our hearts. Once again, many thanks in recognising our Uncle Jim, and we will miss him greatly. To Kay, from Kay Houth by phone, called to praise Philip Nicholson on his work ethic and how kind and obliging and professional he was when he was fixing our drainage blockage. She was very much appreciated and wanted it noted. To Jodie Vanlin, thank you so much for your letter of condolence that I had today regarding the loss of my mother, Helen Brinkley. My mother spent her childhood and years of adult life living in Forbes, then moved away when she married. But retired back to Forbes and lived here for the past 25 years, residing back in her childhood home. She spent most of the last 25 years volunteering for the Sunshine Club, the Far West Op Shop, and my mum loved moving back to Forbes, loved the community, loved her volunteer work, and loved her friends and family. She was a member, grandmother and great-grandmother, and some positive feedback to your region is that my mum had excellent care at the Forbes Hospital many times over the years, but we're particularly grateful for the care she received in the last few days of her life. We're so sad that our mum has passed, and we're telling us about the minutes of the silence the council moved me so much that I cried for a long time. It was very thoughtful of you to have considered her in this way. My mum did what she could to make the world a better place, and I miss her a great deal. Susan Stewart, from the Secretary of the Forbes District Historical Society. The members of the museum would like to thank Council for donating us a large screen TV. The screen is used now with the films of Ben Hall and Kate Kelly on it. Rob Willis has completed these films and has set them up on the screen so that our visitors can see them and water them. Thank you very much for the screen. To from Bellamy Osborne, Forbes North Little Learners. On behalf of every one of the Forbes North Little Learners and the Forbes North Public School, I'd like to sincerely thank you, the Rangers, for attending our playgroup sessions on Tuesday the 3rd of March 26. We would especially like to acknowledge Jess and Matt for their professionalism and the wonderful way which they engage with the children. Their visit provided us a valuable and enjoyable learning experience where the children had the opportunity to learn about pets and how they cared for and when they sleep. The activity was both fun and engaging, catching the children's interest and encouraging the curiosity. It was a truly wonderful morning, and we're all involved, and we're very grateful for the time and effort Jess and Matt dedicated to making such a positive experience. Thank you again for your support and contributing to our community in such a meaningful way. We look forward to having you return in the future. From Gary and Jenny Hubbard, thank you. Called in to thank Council's outdoor team for repairing a damaged bank near the property at the banks of Lake Forbes. We would like to pass our sincere appreciation of these boys for undertaking this work in such a professional and timely manner. I'll move the recommendation.
Second.
Thank you. And can we add to the recommendation that we write from Council to Jolene Jones, Philip Nicholson, and Jess and Matt for the wonderful work that they've done. And we need to acknowledge those people.
Absolutely.
They're out there and they're doing such a great job in the community.
Everyone loves them.
Highly regarded, and I think that's letters from the Office of the Mayor and from all of us councillors, that we send a letter of appreciation for the great work they do for us.
We'll add the social media staff into
Yeah, you can feel that.
Yep.
Yeah, we've just got those names in those letters that were named by our community, and would you make sure that we don't miss anybody? Okay, is that okay with you?
Beautiful.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any opposition? If not, I'll put it. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Would someone like to move that we adjourn for a cup of tea before we go into our confidential business paper? Oh, no, sorry. Is there any business without notice?
Just a question. I was asked to me recently, the lights on the fountain aren't working there near the Apex Park. Is that a problem going on, or is it just a short temporary thing?
Yeah, through you, Madam Mayor. I wasn't aware that the lights on that fountain weren't working. so I'll take that on notice and I'll report back to you on that one.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it
We
to
were
my
doing,
attention.
doing some sort of thing to it. We were changing
Yeah,
it.
we've been doing maintenance on all the fountains.
Okay.
So particularly the smaller ones, they have a lot of trouble with because we've tightened that nozzle up, they block up quite easily, particularly through summer when we have a lot more algal bloom. But the bigger one's been functioning very well, so, but it's the first I've heard that the light's not working, so I sort of report back to the
Are
facility.
they a big maintenance thing, those fountains? They're all the same fountain, aren't
No.
No,
No.
no,
We've got a big one, we've got some little,
they? So
Yeah.
there's some that have got more maintenance than others?
the little ones actually learn on more maintenance because of the tightened head that we've changed
Okay.
the way the water sprays. So that projects water higher, but what it does is then leaves it more prone to blocking up because of the algal blooms, particularly in summer. Whereas the bigger one, it's obviously a lot bigger motor. The jets are a lot more open and they don't seem to have that same problem.
Are the carp do a problem in that area? And I'll just throw one more in about carp.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Thank you.
would it be possible at some stage, I mean, we'd have to look at it, but I think down near the new bridge, to have a big one down there would be incredible. Can we look at maybe, and even outside of the bowling club?
I'll replace the ones that are there to a bigger
I'm
one.
saying,
Oh, okay.
let's look at that. Can we get some costings on that and bring that back to us and give us a look at that? That's just business without notice, that we get a report on, over a period of time, replacing 2 of those small ones for 2 larger ones. Because the aeration that it gives that lake, we've never had that big long grass growing in it ever since we put the fountains in, so it's done a good job actually. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask through you, Madam Mayor, to Director Brendan, Director Brendan, bins in Rankin Street. I went down there the other day and I couldn't find a bin to put rubbish in. Have they been removed or we don't have
Which
enough
street?
there in Rankin Street near
Yeah, Stuart Rock.
from the newsagents up to
Yeah.
K-Hub?
Yeah, I might just defer to
Oh,
the
sorry.
director.
Through you, Madam Mayor. So you're talking about where they guys mentioned from near the jewellers further
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we've removed any bins, so
Yeah, there's one,
And-
there's one gone from there.
yeah.
There used to be one out in front of the newsagents,
Yeah,
but it's
it's
not
gone.
there
Yeah, so
anymore.
when Trip, they were redoing all that work they were doing down there, I think it went there.
Put away.
Okay. I will investigate that and get back to you on that
Great,
one.
thank you.
If it's been removed and hasn't been replaced, we'll definitely get it replaced.
Yeah,
If it's been vandalised, we'll give you a time frame when it's going to go back in.
awesome, thank you.
All good.
Yeah.
One question. Can we sometime in the future look at putting a toilet in at the caravan parking, free caravan parking area? Someone was complaining about the soil toilet paper.
We can't do that because then it's not a primitive camping area. Then we come under all sorts of problems, don't we? Brendan and I, we know this like the back of our hand.
Madam Mayor.
As soon as we start to make that with a toilet or a shower or anything like that, it's no more a primitive camping area. Anyone that camps there must be fully contained themselves.
I know it's a pretty rare occasion because everyone there appreciates the
Yeah.
facility. But there was just one complaint I heard with
Yeah,
that.
and we can't do it. If we do it, it then becomes a caravan park, then it becomes licensed, then we'll have to get a licence over that area. It's really complicated. So that's why we have never taken away from the caravan parks by keeping it primitive.
We could put a sign up saying this is a primitive park, not a caravan park.
They'll soon know as soon as they get their goal.
I
They
think
see
they all
the
know.
trees or nick up to the toilet
There's
up the
no-
road.
yeah, they know it.
Or go to the bowling. Okay, anything else? Nothing else?
All good, thanks.
So what we'll do while we're here today, we'll move out the machinery motion. Would someone like to move the machinery motion? Thank you. Moved by Councillor Herbert, seconded by Councillor Sweeney. I'll put that's for all the matters that weren't withdrawn. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Would someone like to move that we adjourn for a 10-minute break for a cup of tea, 10 or 15 minutes, and before we come back into Committee of the Whole to deal with our confidential papers? Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Sweeney. I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Against, I declare it carried. Thank you. Let's go.